talked a
The
lot.
mic stream's really hard.
You've mentioned a lot over the years about how you've led an interesting life here, and we've seen it all over the 6 years. In that sense, Brett, can this be a turning point moment now to get past the first round and get past the second round? Is it a turning point for your program?
I think so. I mean, obviously, if we win, it's progressive movement, steps that we want to take moving forward, and that's the plan.
What can you do, and what could Ben do against Kawhi? You know, to improve upon the regular season.
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to tell you.
I don't mean specifically.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the knowledge that maybe I have, having coached him. The history that we have had, having a little bit of success, some unsuccessful, that we have to do better at. It's we hope that we're studying, and I believe we are. And he still remains an all-star and one of the great players in the NBA for a reason. And he just is incredibly gifted, both sides of the ball.
You have to spend a little extra time with Ben, considering what he has and hasn't done against Toronto this season.
I think, and I understand why this is, like, the history of our lack of success is a real topic. I'd remind everybody that we've never played them with the team we have, and so the context needs to be somewhat considered. In relation to, Ben and Kawhi and all that, I think that Ben, before our eyes, grows. I think that his defensive effort in the Brooklyn series on D'Angelo, I don't know if it gets the credit. I don't read much, but I don't know if it gets the credit it should. And we hope to have some carryover on that. I think you're going to see multiple people. We have the ability to have multiple people guard Kawhi. So it would be wrong to assume like that's his matchup for the series. For sure, he will be on him. But I think that we have, different candidates that we hope to show Kawhi some different looks.
What has Gasol done to really make life difficult for Joel in the matchups where you've seen them over the years? Obviously, new team now, haven't seen them with Toronto, but he struggled against them. Can you guys better than this?
I mean, I think to just sort of feel like you're just gonna turn out JJ, throw the ball to JJ, and then dump it into Joel with Gasol on him would be pretty naive. Like, you need a greater plan than that. And his experience combined with his sort of physical gifts and intellect make it, a sort of apples for apples body type matchup. It's not like, you have the young kid from Brooklyn on him. It's not that. And so I got to do a good job of helping free Joel up, more than the simplicity of what I just said before. And, you get to the other end of the floor, Mark is an incredible quarterback, passing from wherever, passing out of pick and roll, passing in trail. He doesn't, to me, at this stage of his career, sort of need to be a high volume shot guy. He's a great distributor and a perfect fit, for that team. When you look at sort of what Milwaukee did or the 76ers did or Toronto did, prior to the trade deadline, everybody loaded up. They really loaded up. And it was a arms race for the Eastern Conference Championship. I'm not done. And it was an arms race for the Eastern Conference Championship. And Gasol is an incredible acquisition for them. He really fits perfectly to the point where after the trade was made, they're the best three-point shooting team in the NBA. And all of that is a long answer to, Joel, whether it's defensively or us guarding Mark.
Well, and has it heightened your concern, Brett, with the way the matchup shakes out now, is that Ibaka will probably be on the floor when Boban would be on the floor, for example. So have you thought a lot about that, and I guess what your game plan is if that goes south for you guys?
Oh yeah, I think I think, deeply about it. Like, it's the question that's obvious. Like, what are you going to do in the event that, the series becomes a little bit too tough for Boban? The speed of the game, becomes too tough for Boban, or you get punished with great pick and pop bigs. And, Serge is very much like LaMarcus Aldridge to me in that he's an elite long two guy. Like, he can make 18, 20-foot jump shots in his sleep. And so all of that, gets back to what, I would say there's a tolerance level, there's a feel for it, there's adjustments that certainly have to be considered and would have to be made. And, plan A, plan B stuff, I've thought through a lot. And, feel comfortable going into the first game with sort of a baseline defense. And, I think once that's, either successful or unsuccessful, I think we have answers.
Brett, with this new look team, how much more poised do you think you guys are now with this team to go beat Toronto in Toronto and come out with a series?
I mean, I think we just have more firepower and experience. What we don't have is the consistency of familiarity. Like, when we're going up there with, pretty impressive starting five that we all talk about. And the only downfall to that, and it has to be considered, is you're playing against a team that's been with each other for the large majority of the year, and acquisitions like Marc Gasol coming in, that's their little boomerang in the flow of what was an annual group, Danny, Kawhi, and so on. And so we don't have that. We do not have that. But what we do have is firepower. I think that buying time and moving forward is as accurate a way, again, and I will keep saying it because I believe it, to describe where we're at. But I think that our experience and that side of it certainly will help us.
What truths can you take away from the regular season games, given that?
I don't take away any. I've gone back and looked at it. There are some things coulda, shoulda, done better. The win, they didn't play some guys. I'm not reading too much into it.
Are you proceeding with game planning as if
No,
you are?
I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.